isn't quite
Jeff,
developed. Like
I'm gonna cut you off right there. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but we got like 7 seconds of showtime. But we look forward to hearing about it. So Jeff, we'll see you on the show.
Awesome.
On our show tonight, we link up with cruiser Jeffery Pooler, who's on board the Carnival Dream, to learn all about this amazing ship firsthand. Our photo of the week this week comes from the Facebook group Cruise Photos and Videos. We have our cruise news, and I look at the history of cruising, and we have another Below Deck segment from Lucas Bone. And you may notice I'm not dressed as my normal self tonight. Tonight I'm Harry Potter because I have the last show before Halloween. So please be sure to share this live stream with your friends and Facebook groups. Post your Carnival Dream questions into the chat window for Jeff to answer, and get ready as we set sail with another fun episode of CruiseWeekTV Live. Our show this week is brought to you by the folks at Good Memories Travel and by vMix. Welcome to another fun Cruise Week TV show. I'm Joe, your newbie cruiser, and for those that are new, we go live every Saturday with a show that focuses on learning the tricks and tips and fun information on everything to do with cruising. We talk to cruise directors, tour organizers, chefs, entertainers, and even other guests to find out all the tips and tricks that you're going to need to save you time and money on your next cruise. We have a very active and engaged chat room over in Periscope, on Facebook, and on YouTube, and we monitor those chat rooms during the show. So if you have a question you'd like answered, please be sure to post your question in one of those three places, and we're going to try to get to them tonight. Also, tonight we're going to be focusing on the Carnival Dream, which is one of the Dream class cruise ships, along with its sister ships, the Magic and the Breeze. It comes in at a respectable 130,000 tons and can carry 3,646 guests, along with 1,367 onboard crew. Currently sails out of New Orleans, but let's not get ahead of ourselves, because before we talk to Jeff, who's live on the Carnival Dream right now, we want to show you guys our photo pick of the week. For our photo of the week this week, we turn to the Facebook group, Cruise Photos and Videos. It's a great resource if you want to browse through other people's holiday photos and videos and ships and get an idea of what the ships are like. We really like this one. This one was sent in by Amanda Smith, seen here in the grip of a rather large stingray. It's not eating anybody, I'm sure, but because they wouldn't be smiling if it was. But it's they've got a very large stingray there, and she's with her family. And I always love being reminded how blue and crystal clear and inviting the waters look there. Amanda, thank you so much for sending this picture in, and we hope you had a great cruise. And remember, cruisers, we feature a new Facebook group and a new photo each week. We go out and pick the best picture, so be sure to post your cruise photos in the Facebook groups. And next week, the photo of the week could be you. So now, why do we use a travel agent over just booking directly with the cruise line? Well, personal service for one, and cash credit back is another. You can actually get a cruise for cheaper. So whatever cruise that you're planning to be on, give Good Memories Travel a call. You'll get the same great rates as you would booking yourself. Plus, you may even get an onboard credit or a customer reward. Yes, that means they actually give you money to go cruise with. They enjoy planning and helping you with weddings and honeymoons. Good Memories Travel specializes in handling every aspect of your group cruise, family getaway, or that family reunion that you've been wanting to plan. Imagine letting someone else do all the work while you get to relax. In fact, Debbie is handling our group cruise on the Carnival Horizon in 2019. But they don't just handle cruises for Carnival. They book cruises for all cruise lines like Carnival, Royal, MSC, Norwegian, and more, all over the world. They're your one-stop place for everything when planning your cruise. Call Debbie for a free no-obligation quote on your next cruise. What have you got to lose? Debbie can be reached at 321-338-2953, and of course, through their website at goodmemoriestravel.com, and let them know you heard about them right here on Cruise Week TV. With cruise ships just getting bigger and bigger, and each line trying to one-up the others, we get more information about Royal Caribbean's new ship, the Symphony of the Seas, today. A new-to-line cabin category, restaurants, entertainment, and boardwalk venues are slated to debut on the ship. The fourth Oasis-class ship launches in April 2019 and will begin home porting November 2018 in Miami. Bailey opened the news announcement by saying, "What can you say when the best keep getting better?" He added that the new ship is already outpacing the Harmony of the Seas, the line's most popular ship in terms of sales. Symphony of the Seas also will introduce a new mobile check-in service that uses facial recognition technology, which the line said will speed up the process in the terminal as well as on board the ship. In addition to the new features, the ship will offer a combination of Oasis and Quantum-class staples, similar to Harmony of the Seas. Among them will be the Central Park neighborhood, the Bionic Bar, and the Ultimate Abyss slide. After its launch, the ship will offer 7-night Mediterranean cruises from Barcelona. It will then reposition to Miami and sail 7-night Caribbean cruises. Symphony of the Seas will become the fourth Oasis-class ship in Florida when it arrives at Port Miami's Terminal A, which is under construction and expected to be completed by October 2018. A new Ultimate Family Suite will cater to those with little ones in tow, with features such as a slide from the kids' only bedroom to the living room, a movie theater-style TV room with a popcorn machine, and a library of video games, a floor-to-ceiling Lego wall, and an air hockey table. You know, I don't have little kids myself, but I would like to stay in that room just for me, and maybe one other person so we can play air hockey. The cabin also will have a 212-square-foot wraparound balcony with a full-size whirlpool, climbing wall, and kid-friendly pool table. There will be only one Ultimate Family Suite on the Symphony of the Seas. Symphony of the Seas will introduce 2 new eateries in line. El Loca Fresh will be located in the sports zone and will focus on quick bites such as tacos and Mexican food to go. In the solarium, seafood lovers can get their fill of New England-inspired fare at Hooked Seafood. The casual venue will feature a menu of fresh seafood and a raw bar. It will be open for lunch and dinner. In addition to its headlining show Hairspray, which Royal Caribbean revealed only a couple weeks ago, the Royal Theatre will host Flight, a historical satire on the evolution of air travel, with homage to the Wright brothers. The Aqua Theater, High Diving Outdoor Theater, and Studio B Ice Rink Theater also will feature new shows. Hyro, a high-energy acrobatic show, and 1977, respectively. Another highlight for families, Symphony of the Seas will boast a laser tag arena, which Royal Caribbean touts as the world's largest laser tag arena. The experience which will take over Studio B will be glow-in-the-dark and will boast a galactic theme. You know, I wonder when ships are going to become so big that they just have to build a parking lot for your car. Goodness knows, it would definitely save you money on finding parking. Talking about new cruise ships, Carnival Cruise Line announced the massive LED Dreamscape atrium sculpture on the new Carnival Horizon will feature colorful, custom-designed artwork created by patients of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital when the 133,500-ton ship debuts in Europe in spring 2018. The eye-catching 3-deck-high centerpiece in Carnival Horizon's atrium will feature 33 different artistic creations from the patients of St. Jude, one of Carnival's largest charitable partners. The Dreamscape is a uniquely designed 24-foot funnel-shaped centerpiece comprised of more than 2,000 flexible LED tiles that have been customized for the shipboard environment. Each day, technicians on board program the rotating artwork based on the time of day, port, or occasion. The young artists were tasked with creating fun pieces with bright, bold colors showcasing their personalities. The original St. Jude creations complement the more than 100 images that continually rotate throughout the day and evening, bringing the ship to life and providing guests of all ages with a unique and memorable vacation backdrop. Carnival's partnership with St. Jude began in 2010 and was expanded in 2013, with the cruise line being named the hospital's official celebration partner. Over the past 7 years, Carnival has raised more than $13 million for St. Jude children through a range of engaging activities, both on board and ashore. So the Carnival Dream was launched as the first of the Dream class in October 2008, and as with all new ships, it was the biggest in the fleet, heralding in the new Dream class, which was shortly followed by the Magic and the Breeze. Built in the famous Monfalcone Italian shipyards, She was floated on October 24th, and it's interesting to note that about 20 minutes of the movie Alvin and the Chipmunks was filmed on board her. Jeff Pooler has been on several ships and is currently on the Carnival Dream, and he joins us now to talk about it and answer your dream questions live today. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us on the show. I hope you're having an amazing time on the Dream. How is it going on there? How's the
Yes.
vacation?
It was absolutely wonderful. I haven't had a bad thing to say about this ship. It's top notch. Very good job.
Well, tell us what is it about the Carnival Dream that actually makes it top notch. Tell us about some of the amenities that you love. So, what are your favorite things to do?
Well, this ship actually was just refurbished earlier this year. So they have all the new dining. The Guy Fieri's burgers is amazing. Great burgers. And then they added their new barbecue by Guy Fieri. I went there twice this week. It was so amazing. The chicken is a must do, and I think they need to market that rub on the chicken because it was that delicious. They also have a new sushi restaurant called Bonsai Sushi. Very good job on that as well. I put that on my Facebook. It videotaped them working last night. They did a really top-notch job, top grade. The clean, the unit, this ship is older than a couple of years, and it looks brand new. They just take good care of their staterooms, and all of the public areas is spotless. And I would say the best part of the is the crew. Every bar I've been to, they know my name. Every dining room I've gone to, they've known my name. Every handshake, it seems that they remembered me every single time. And I just don't know how they do that, but they do it. And they do it with a smile, and it's genuine. The overall amenities is just mind-blowing. Ice cream, if you like ice cream, like my kids do, that you can have it all day. And to me, it's just those little tiny touches that allow you to have what you want when you want it. That to me makes a difference. And they open the deli now almost all the way through the day, so you can always have a sandwich on deck. And what I really, really like about it the most is the value. There's only two things on this ship that you have to really pay extra for, and in the dining areas. Other than that, it's included in your fare. And I really feel the value is really there because of that. And rightfully so. If you're going to get a nice thick cut steak, I don't mind paying extra for that. And the sushi, I get it. It's a little bit more expensive, but other than that, everything else is those burgers, the barbecue, that experience you have with Carnival. It's the value. And when you have a family of 5 with you and friends and family of 15 to 20 people, and they're all saying the same thing, it really does make a difference.
You know, Jeff, you've been on the show less than 5 minutes so far, and you've already succeeded at making my stomach start to grumble, especially for that barbecue that you seem to be raving about. Man, I gotta that just sounds so delicious to me. But we have some questions coming in from Facebook right now. The one that came from Lacey Lou. This one, she says, "What's the best?" Because you've been on a lot of cruise ships. What's the best cruise ship to go on?
Well, on the Carnival class, it's going to be the Dream class right now. This is the second time I've been on the Dream. I really want to go on the Magic and the Vista and the Breeze. Those ships are very similar to this one. The main reason behind it is I really feel I never got to see the entire ship by the end of the week. And that's okay, because I got to do everything I wanted to do all week long, and it just gives me something to look forward to next time.
So I've got another question that came in from Facebook while you while you were explaining that one. This one came from V. Lewis Perkins Jr. It says Jeffrey was on the Dream on a 21-day cruise. That was the first and only journey from New Orleans. Do you know if if you're planning another journey cruise?
So the journey cruises are done through John Heald, and but what I do is I do a Facebook cruise. So about a year in advance, I start a Facebook group once I've decided on a day, and I pretty much get it started from there on. And it's very similar to what you're describing, a journey cruise. But what makes it unique is it starts then, and you get to know people over time. And that's really just a very powerful segue into going on a vacation, because before you go, you get to meet people. And so you start groups. That's how I started this one.
And this one comes in. We got another one from Rich Triplet on Periscope. He said he wants to know if you're able to find chairs on at the pool at 1 p.m. on the Carnival ship, the Dream.
So yes, all week long we have found a chair. The weather, out of the 7 days, 5 of them were perfect. So one thing I have to say about Carnival is they've really kind of tightened down this throw a flip-flop down on a chair. I haven't seen that at all. That to me, that means that our guests are they're listening to what the guests are telling them. So this is probably the first time I've seen that really strictly driven. But what I really want to say about Dream Class is around their pools, they have 3 levels, and they all overlook the pool. And all 3 levels have shaded seating. And with the shaded seating, you have lounge chairs that look directly down to the pool. To me, that was well thought through. The back pool and the aft, it's a little bit more crowded. You're not going to get around to getting in there until it's early. But in the main pool, I didn't see any issue whatsoever.
So tell me about a little bit more about because I want to know about more about the ship. Like, what about adult-only areas versus areas that are kid-friendly for those of our viewers who have kids?
That's a great question. When I was here in January, I saw your picture. Thank you. We had a spa cabin, and it's exclusively used for those people that book in a spa category. And you have amenities that are really excluding a private area, which is the Serenity and the spa. What I liked about it is that we can actually use the spa area with a special key that we were given, and you can go in and listen, sit in the lounge, and they're very private and very quiet. So you can really unwind. And you can use the steam rooms, and there's 4 of them on this ship that are just phenomenal. They have a dry, a wet, a really wet and hot one, which was what I wanted. I really liked that feel to go into the spa and get that interaction. So that's really unique to me. And then at the same time, we had access to a special area in the Serenity that allowed us to lay out in private lounge chairs. And there's somebody on deck now where they help you through your needs, a special towel, and giving you the best options for how many are in your group. And there's no kids. The Serenity is off limits to the children. So it's real quiet. I've been on a Serenity where they have background music, and I've been on a Serenity they don't have background music. The one thing I have to say about this ship is that the way they have it positioned, all you the wind and the tranquility of the ocean. The main pool decks themselves, they're pretty full with children and families and activity and loud music. The loud music is to make you feel good. And in the back pool, it's a little mellower. They have a little bit softer tone music where you can relax and have a good time. And you know what? There's a lot of people there, but they're all there for the same reason you're there.
I like that, as especially like the Serenity decks on Carnival. That was always my favorite. I think I spent most time when I was on the ship. I spent most of my time in the Serenity decks. So we got another question coming in. This one came from Cruising Cat and from the RC Periscopers group. She wants to know: have you ever been on a Royal Caribbean ship?
Yes, I've been on 12 of their ships in my cruising experience, and I love them. They're a great cruise line. Don't get me wrong. I really feel that they've got a great product. I like the smaller version ships. I feel a little bit more personalized services there. My heart goes out to the Serenade of the Seas. It's a very special ship for me. My dad, my family, we went and had an amazing experience there in Alaska. Very personalized service. So yeah, I have no issue with them. But right now in my life and what I like to do, I do have to say I'm stuck with Carnival for a lot of reasons.
So now we mentioned a little earlier about the Serenity decks, and like I know I asked you like kids only areas versus like adults only areas on the Carnival ship. That brings up another question about the spa. Do they do any? Have you been in the spa there? And do they do any specials on the spa, like maybe on embarkation day?
Yeah, during the very first day, we're given a special for a massage, couple massage, and it was a discounted price. One thing I'll say about that as well is if you do book a room in the spa category, you are to get a discounted price. And that price is about, I want to say anywhere from 20 to 25% difference. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I felt. The other thing is you get the amenities of the soaps and the lotions and the shampoos and the flip-flops and the special robes that they have in the rooms. So if you really want to go for a spa day or a spa treatment week, I highly recommend those rooms because that's what they're geared for. They're right there at the spa. They're walking, 20 feet to the doorway, or you have your special entry door that you can go into, which we had on the ship that when we went in January. My wife and I use that every morning to unwind. But there are some suites there too that are huge. They're not the ultimate suite. They're the private. They're the second down suites, mini suites, but they're still adequate. And when we did a cabin crawl this last cruise, we got to see all these categories. So by looking in these rooms and seeing what the amenities are, you get the bigger bathtub with the 2 vanity sinks and all the extra space you look for in a suite. But the spa is the key.
So now we had a question. This one, one question came in from Ward Bodner. He wanted to know if you were actually, and of course we know you're on the Carnival Dream right now, and you're using the Wi-Fi at sea. So tell us, how is the Wi-Fi there from your point of view?
Yeah, I had the social network when I started the week, and it was fine. I use it only for Facebook and messaging my friends. I had no issues whatsoever. Then when we did this practice run on this, I learned that they also had the higher speed. What I'll tell you about that is that no hiccups whatsoever. It's very fast. If I had to do some work, which I don't go on a cruise to go to work, but what I will say is that you can do work from these ships. So if you got into where you needed to have the internet speed and do a video live feed, there you go. It's right there for you, and it's pretty flawless.
So I'd also like to point out for those of you who are watching the show right now, we do actually have a special software that actually helps us get a better internet connection than anyone else would normally on the ship. Now that we've mentioned that, so you're on the cruise pretty close to Halloween. Have there been any special Halloween events going on the ship?
Well, you know, I always go this week every year. I try to go for my birthday. So I always miss Halloween. And every year I say to myself, I'm going to go on a Halloween cruise. Well, the buzz on this trip is today. All the staff is talking about tomorrow because they can't wait for Halloween. So my thought process behind that is they are really excited about it. And I do know a friend of mine that did go, and he said, you got to do it. So it's one of those things that's on my bucket list.
So now tell us about some of the ports that you visited during your cruise. I hear that we mentioned earlier that you had a little bit of a change in your itinerary.
Yeah, we did. We were supposed to go to Belize. There's a lot of people on the ship that were talking about it. But we started in Raton, which is Honduras, and it was a tropical storm when we arrived. And that's a port city that you can actually dock. And when we arrived, it was raining so hard. Oh my! I couldn't see across the pool. And I said, we all the night before. There's about 15 of us in our groups on the ship. We all were going to meet at the burrito bar to go to the beach, and we at dinner all had that all lined up and ready to go. And so everybody was at the burrito bar at 8 a.m. with their backpack swimsuits and no umbrellas. And we all looked at each other and said, what are we going to do today? So my kids are very adventurous. They decided to say, well, Dad, let's go and see if we can at least go get Wi-Fi, because they wanted to call their friends at home. And so I said, I'll do it with you. So we go down into the ground zero to get off the ship, and they were selling ponchos, and they were only selling them for $3, and they were actually pretty decent ponchos. So we said, oh, let's do it. And you know what? We went out to the beach, and my kids rented a boat. I think there was only 20 of us on the beach. But the point is that it didn't ruin our vacation. We had a great time anyways. And they found their Wi-Fi. But what was really cool is I think the beach flooded out, literally. It was 2 inches of water that we were all walking through, and we just made fun of it. And there's a famous hammock that's I actually had it posted on the back of your photo in the background. That hammock is it's a halfway point of getting to the beach, and I didn't want it to ruin a day with my kids getting my photo shoots. So they jumped on there with their ponchos, and they were able to sit down and enjoy their day either way. So anyways, we had a great time, and we still did some shopping, and we went back on the ship, and that's when we found out that they had canceled our next port of call. And you know what? I have to say how they did it was the right way, is that they really announced it the right way. They didn't make anybody unhappy by saying the right words, by explaining to the guests that for your safety, and that's what it really boils down to, is that the tenders, they have to come up to the boat in the middle of a tropical storm and decide that they're going to put these guests that are, you know, just as important to anybody else on these little tenders that could, you know, be hazardous to a cruiser if they slip and fell. So they made the decision to cancel that port of call, and put us in Cozumel a day earlier. And then they took us to Mexico. And I had never heard of the place. I'd never been there. And of all the times of cruise, it's always been premium islands. And I thought, well, that would be interesting to go to. And so we went a day earlier to Cozumel. And we all had plans to go to Mr. Sancho's and there's 50. So this just didn't happen overnight. We had to make a decision. And at dinner, I was at the bars and I was talking to other guests, and they were telling me they're going to try another place. And so I went to one of the crew that I actually got to know during the week, and I asked him, "Hey, do you know anything about this place? It's Paradise Beach." And he just immediately stopped and said, "That's where I go. It's the only place I would take anyone, and that's where I go. It's not Mr. Sancho's." And I said, "Well, for the money, what's that mean?" And well, I'll tell you what it meant. We went to Mr. Sancho's last year, and my wife and I, all said and done, came out to about $100 a person. After cabs and tips and heaven, well, we went to the Paradise Beach, and I'll tell you what, I saved about $100 for a family of 4, and it was beautiful. The pool was huge, and it was so clean. Palm trees everywhere. The beach was clean. They raked their leaves, everything. I mean, to the penny. They put all the money that they earn every day back into that unit, and the Wi-Fi was fast. My son was able to do FaceTime with his girlfriend. Everybody was talking to their friends and family in California and Oregon, where we're from, and it was a nice treat, it really was. So I highly recommend that island, that Paradise Beach. It's in Cozumel. I'm not selling anything here. This is absolutely hands down a beautiful job. And so Progresso, I heard it was really bad at the very beginning of the conversations that I was having. And you know what? I've been cruising a long time, and I'll tell you that this is an undeveloped port. It's at the beginning stages, and it's gonna make a difference in the next 3 or 4 years. If you can get there before that, the value that I found there and the safety that I had, as long as I was within the group of people, I feel that there's something going to happen there, and it's going to be a great thing. It really is. We found a restaurant that had a beachfront, and we ended up being on the beach all day long with all our friends. Again, there was 18 of us on that one, and we had such great service. Again, in Mexico, it's a little different. This isn't paradise. I'm not trying to picture this as it was, but just the overall experience that the cruise line, what they've done is at 5 minutes time, they made up their mind, and they had people on shore excursions. They had suggestions of where to go, and that's how I found all these things. And a friend of mine that's on this ship actually had been here, and he had recommended. Next thing you know, Facebook, again, you have your friends and family available at your fingertips, and you can tell them what to do. And it worked out. It was pretty cool.
So tell us about the distance between Paradise Beach and how far Paradise Beach is from Mr. Sancho's.
It's about 4 miles less than going to Mr. Sancho's, and it's actually, you pass it, and it's the entrance, the gate, the whole way it's set up looks just like you were driving right into Mr. Sancho's, but it's all modern and newer.
So we got a question from Yardy915 on Periscope. Let's know what port does the Carnival Dream leave from? I know that one is the answer is New Orleans, but if you want, I actually have a question. What are your plans when you get back to New Orleans?
We are going to stay there until Halloween, and we're going to have a great time. My wife and I came here into New Orleans first time ever in January, and we had a blast. That city is just awesome. I loved it, every minute of it. And so I brought my kids this time, and my mom, and we're going to have a great. We've already got our reservations at the restaurants we want to go to. We already know we're going to go eat. We already know the places we want to go down to Bourbon Street and brunch. And so, yes, New Orleans. and it is one of my hands down favorite ports of call to leave from and return from. Two things. I've been out of Miami. I've been out of Fort Lauderdale, out Los Angeles, Seattle, Vancouver, and then more. But I really want to say, I want to say one thing about how once you get to the very
We gotta. Oh, is it frozen? Uh-oh. Oh goodness. Oh.
I'm not gonna say anything about before you get in there. Go ahead.
Oh, are you he's with us? Okay, Jeff. Sorry, you had frozen for a minute. I was we were trying to make sure that you were still with us there. The video had frozen for just a moment. All right. So
I'm sorry, we're at rough seas today.
Oh, you're at rough seas today? Yeah, that can definitely have an impact on the internet once in a while. But yeah, New Orleans, like you started talking about the food there, and again, making me hungry. New Orleans is one of the best cities to go to if you're a foodie. It's a different experience altogether. I'd just like to add that. And we had another question from Renee. I'm going to try not to butcher your name, Renee Ellie. She is asking, what do you think of Chris, the CD, the cruise director there, the Flying Scotsman? We've had him on the show before.
You know what? I'll tell you what. He is his own show. I absolutely have to say, hands down, one of the best cruise directors I've ever seen on any Carnival ship. He has his own show that you must see. The guy has a voice. You just be blown away. And he's done it on an encore show, and it's full. It's because of what he does. I think it makes this cruise even better than most.
Excellent. Well, we're getting close. We're starting to cut a little close to our time, so I'm just going to ask you maybe like one or two more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. So tell me, what is something that on the Carnival Dream that you would absolutely tell somebody, don't miss this. If you know they're going on the Dream, you tell them don't leave the Dream before you do this.
Okay, so if you're a foodie, you got a chef's table, 5 stars. I'm telling you, hands down, best experience. Yeah, the pig. Guy's Pig Grill, unreal. Good job. Awesome. The burgers, again, great job. All the food. You got to see the main shows. If you follow me on Facebook, I put 2 on there. I'll tell you, those shows, they've another notch again. And be with friends. That to me, this is a ship to have people with you. If you want to go with a big family, and I mean this, 18 of us that we know together on this ship, plus our Facebook group is over 200. 18 of us can go into the comedy club together and sit together. That's organization with this. It's just really great.
Well, that was that's excellent to know. And Jeff, I want to thank you so much before we let you go here. I want to thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight, and thank you so much for being able to share this info and take questions from your fellow cruisers.
Not a problem.
All right, excellent. All right, that was Now, this show and all the wonderful abilities that we have to bring in guests remotely wouldn't be possible at the level that we do it without vMix. vMix is a live production software that powers our live show and many, many other high-end productions, from church services to football games. More and more live productions are running on vMix. And what our producer, Bird, really liked when he was trying to improve our show was that they give you a full 60-day trial of everything. That way, you can test it out risk-free before you buy for a full 2 months. Then they have systems starting from just $350. If you're going to do any sort of serious live streaming, you need vMix. So try it at vmix.com today. All right, cruisers. It's getting close to Halloween, and since I have the pleasure of hosting the last show before the spooky holiday, I thought we'd talk about a rather spooky area that cruise ships that even the ones that you guys go on tend to pass through. It's called the Bermuda Triangle. You may have heard of it. The Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, is a loosely defined region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean located between Miami, Florida, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda, where a number of aircraft and ships are said to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. While most reputable sources dismiss the idea that there is any mystery, popular culture has attributed various disappearances to the paranormal or activity by extraterrestrial beings. Regardless of whether one believes the cause for disappearing sea vessels and aircrafts is paranormal activity or not, the extensive list of disappearances is not easily ignored. Some of the most notable incidents include the USS Cyclops, which disappeared in 1918 with 306 crew members, which still to this day remains the single largest loss of life in U.S. naval history. Not directly involving combat, that is. And Flight 19, which was the group of 5 torpedo bombers that disappeared in December 1945 after losing contact during an overwater navigation training flight. All 14 airmen on the flight were lost, as well as the 13 crew members of a PBM aircraft that subsequently launched in search for Flight 19. Of course, with such a long list of disappearances, the Bermuda Triangle has been subject to a number of theories. Of course, natural theories suggest compass variations, violent weather, the Gulf Stream, and human error to be the cause for the numerous disappearances, while paranormal theories suggest extraterrestrial activity or that the Bermuda Triangle could in fact be a wormhole. Whether the cause of disappearances is normal or is paranormal, one thing is definitely for certain, and that is the number of vessels that have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle without a trace is very extensive, and it's certainly extensive enough to call attention to. So, who would like to go with us on a cruise in 2019 on the Carnival Horizon? This is being put on by our friends over at Good Memories Travel, and we would love to get our community on there with us. It's February 23rd, 2019, and we hope to have our entire team on board and having a blast with you all, as well as enjoying one of Carnival's biggest and newest ships. The entry for the $500 drawing has also been extended, so you can be entered into that when you book. There's a webpage for that cruise, and that is CruiseWeek.tv/group cruise. And let us know what you'd like to see on the group cruise, since we've never done one before. The entry for the $500 drawing has been extended until December 31st, so go ahead and book and join myself, Bird, Matt, and Shally with you all on the ship. On today's Life Below Deck segment, our comedian friend Lucas Bone gives you a look at the spa and talks to the spa manager on board the Enchantment of the Seas.
My name is Deborah Francis, and I've been on ship 16 years.
Okay, and Deborah, let me ask you a question. What is the training that you have to go through in order to work in the spa on ships?
Well, you have to be qualified from home in every aspect, massage, facial, nails. I specialize in nails, so I was qualified in nails from home. But then you go on further training. I went to England and do further training before coming out to ships. So yeah.
Now, I had another spa attendant tell me once when I was getting my hair cut that the company you work for doesn't actually work for the cruise ships. It's a separate company in itself. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And they handle all of the massage, the nails, the grooming, the facials.
Hair, you name it.
Okay. And are you qualified through multiple things? You said you enjoy doing nails, but could you do someone's hair too?
Yes, I could.
So you could give an awesome massage too.
Oh yes.
So you would be the type of person that someone would definitely want to marry, right? A guy would say, I could get a massage, I could get a haircut, I could get a facial. You are highly sought after, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. One last question, Deborah. If you could come to the spa here on the ship and get any treatment that they offer, what is your most desired or favorite treatment that they offer here?
Okay. Most people come to spa to relax. Okay. My favorite treatment in the spa is the Stones massage the seaweed massage. Definitely pedicure. It's
Nice.
ideal. Okay, those treatments are my top treatments, and yeah, those are what I would do.
Deborah, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it. Guys, if you get a chance, come see Deborah here on the ship. She will take excellent care of you. Until next week, this is comedian Lucas Bone with another episode of Life Below Deck.
Lucas, thank you so much for that segment. I always enjoy Lucas's Below Deck segments. So guys, you know, I've been getting a little lonely in the studio. I mean, Matt has his co-host, Shally, and I don't have any co-hosts. So I'm starting the hunt for my very own co-host. And if you guys want to join the show, by the way, that would be remotely, so you don't have to travel here, and are available every other Saturday between 7:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and you love cruising and Royal Caribbean ships and have a great personality, I want to hear from you. Send me an email to joe@cruiseweek.tv and tell me why you think you'll be perfect to join me on the show. I hope to hear from you guys very soon, because I'm very much looking for someone to help me out. I tried to conjure someone up with this wand. It does nothing. It's very sad. And if you guys know someone who's going to enjoy watching the show as much as you guys, be nice and share the link to their Facebook wall. That way they can enjoy too. Please also like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just doing that alone really, really helps our show, and it shows the sponsors the support we have, and it helps keep our show alive each week. Also, I want to thank, before we wrap things up here, I want to thank Kat, Cruising Cat from the RC Periscopers group for helping us out in the Periscope chat room. If you guys want to see a lot of live streams from people on ships, head over to the RC Periscopers group on Facebook for a list. And I want to thank everyone for coming in and joining us. Matt is going to be back next week, and keep an eye out on Wednesday for Matt and Bird, who are going to be attending the RC Periscopers meetup in Orlando. And that's all I've got left. See you guys next time on Cruise Week TV Live.